Yo, what's up, guys? This is FG with another video. We're going to talk about the weekly VWAP Leapfrog Trade Recap from this weekend, and we're going to talk about where I think the markets could go going into Q3. A very important junction in the markets, another quarterly VWAP, and we know how big these quarterly junctions are for Bitcoin. We've had two big ones so far this year, big, massive moves, big predictions. This new Q3 VWAP coming up, a little bit different for me. Less of a gap, less of a percent gain opportunity back to the Q2 VWAP, which we're currently bouncing off of right now, but we're going to get into it. So, first off, follow me on Twitter, guys. Follow me at Flopping Groper and smash the like and subscribe. And in the VIP over the weekend, first of all, in my last YouTube video publicly, I was quite bearish, and so I had to update my VIPs through that bearish time. We ended up coming down. Looked like we were reclaiming some stuff, but then look, we rejected off the June VWAP here. Very strong rejection. And the new week had opened. So this post right here was on Sunday, but all on Saturday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday night, people in the VIP were trying to catch a bottom, and I had to remind them, wait for backup. Wait for the new weekly VWAP to spawn first. That way your timing isn't off. So, I mean, I get that a lot of you guys, VWAPs aren't your primary trigger to enter a trade. It's not the main thing you're looking at. But the number one thing about leapfrogs and VWAPs that helps me succeed in trading is the timing of it all. VWAPs have taught me to wait for new weekly and monthly periods to execute high volatility trades around those fruitful periods where there's uncertainty, a new narrative unfolding potentially, and weekend volatility subsiding, all sorts of things like that. So, sadly, when this week-to-date VWAP had opened up, we had already pumped substantially. Look how far we had pumped from that Q2 VWAP. And so it makes you think it's going to that previous week-to-date VWAP already. But you can't think like that. You can't have FOMO with these VWAP trades. You got to come up with a plan. You got to say, if it comes down to this level, then I will long back up to the previous week-to-date VWAP. So I went into the 1 minute time frames. And we got to go back to that point where that weekly VWAP had just begun. It was right here. And that was like I said, that was a very nice bottom tap of the Q2 VWAP. So that was a very convincing support level that we bounced off of, and so the evidence that a low was in was quite high. And so when you have ultimate conviction that we're going up here to this orange line here, you got to ask yourself, where are the entries to long? And so if we were bullish, I was thinking, we would probably come down and sweep this little low here on the 1 minute time frame, right under 100K psychological support. And if that failed, if the B setup failed, maybe we get a C setup and we sweep the low, but that was kind of unlikely because that Q2 VWAP was so strong. So as you guys see, this is the level that we come down and we test. I took the trade in the moment there. You see the Heiken Ashi on the 5 minute printing a doji. Nice response off that key level there. Look at Market Cypher on the 5 minute, money flow trending up, and a green dot on the momentum oscillator. Took some partial profits at the daily VWAP cluster, but we let it ride. We let it ride up to that previous week to date VWAP there. Got out, and I saw Jason Casper taking this trade. I saw Trader Main taking the trade, lots of OGs and lots of very good traders I was happy to see jumped on this move as well. So that was the weekly Leapfrog recap. So, you know, now we've gotten this crazy rebound off the Q2 VWAP. Let me zoom out a bit here. We observe here on the daily time frame on Bitcoin a strong hidden bull div. We see lows in the oscillator going lower. So buyers getting sellers getting exhausted despite the price creating higher lows. That's bullish. Now, this daily money flow is tapering off, akin to over here, right? But oftentimes during that dying money flow, there is a rogue wave, as Trader Geo would put it, a spike wave. Basically a last gasp of air. So what we're seeing here is evidence of a last gasp of air. Like potentially we're like right here, right? Right here equals right here. This is a potential here that I'm seeing. Is we potentially go into July sweeping the highs. And we create a high, like going into the start of the month and the start of the quarter. Just like how when Q2 opened up here, the overall downtrend spilled over a little bit into Q2. I believe that since we're in this very strong uptrend, there may be a little bit of spillover going into Q3 to the upside. Look at the monthly wave on Market Cypher, guys. A green dot, thick green dot, high levels of extreme bullish momentum. This gives us a chance, an elevated chance of an all-time high being made, the wick going higher. And since it's July, Q3, it's a new 3-month candle actually too. So look at this 3-month candle trend of solid, steady uptrend. So maybe we could expect 115K at the beginning of July, perhaps. Just an idea. And that's not to say that July is going to be bullish overall, or that Q3 is going to be bullish overall. Summer months are usually good for sell-offs. And so I would anticipate some sort of bullish sell-off. And when we look at the levels to knife catch at, let's say things got real bad. Let's say whether it's at the start of July, whether it's at the start of Q3, we get some crazy developments and this monthly VWAP rejects up here. It looks real strong right now. But what if in the next week this tight VWAP cluster, this VWAP resistance takes over, and we start losing, if we lose the Q2 VWAP at 98.5, I don't think the year to date will hold. I don't think the previous Q4 will hold. I'm actually eyeballing the previous Q3 VWAP. That's because July is Q3 of this year. So I have just seen it in charts where when a quarter begins, the price reverts back to that quarter's VWAP from last year. And if we do go down here to 85, we fill a lot of nasty imbalances in the chart. This particular range right here is a disgusting, emaciated, Schmiegel golem-esque bit of price action. Back when the price was eager to satiate the last quarterly leapfrog. See, quarter 2 opened up, and we were eager to just go straight to the quarter 1 VWAP. So you imagine that Q3 VWAP starting here, and you come up with scenarios. If we create a new all-time high, then we're probably going to go back down to the current weekly VWAP going into the start of next month. And if we somehow lost all these levels and we found ourselves at some at the start of the quarter at a low, I think this is the level that we look at for a knife catch. See if we see strength there, and there would be a long play back up to the weekly VWAP there. So this is basically my trading plan, is like going into next week, we're going to make sure that the new weekly VWAP has our back, that there's a nice gap, nice trading opportunity there. And if we see what we want to see, we're going to pounce on it. And it's going to be potentially a big mean reversion trade at the start of July. So I've got you guys prepared pretty much for every scenario. I'm one of those guys. I'm coming out and I'm saying it could go up or it could go down. That's because it's the end of the month. It's an indecisive time. And we are truly awaiting for a new monthly narrative to come take over and give us a sense of direction. So when July 1 comes, you're going to want to take that anchored VWAP tool, go to the daily time frame and slap that anchor on July 1. And measure the distance between that July anchor and the white month-to-date VWAP. Because there's going to be an opportunity, a monthly Leapfrog opportunity there. The price is going to want to dump or pump from the July VWAP back to this white month-to-date VWAP. And that will present us a trading opportunity potentially. But it's also a quarterly junction. And so when that new July VWAP spawns, we may also want to revisit the Q2 VWAP again. So you got that quarterly leapfrog to contend with there. And then lastly, you've got the trans-annual Q3 leapfrog idea. The idea that we may need to go all the way down here and fill all these stupid imbalances over here and make the chart look real nice and healthy. Even though that's not what you guys want. But we're ready for that opportunity as well. Some warning signs definitely appearing on some of these. I'm sorry, guys. The signals are indecisive. Like, look at the 5-day. This is very bearish. Now, on the 3-day, we see a little bit of, look, it's chipping up. The VWAP chipped up. On the daily, like I said, we got that strong hidden bull div. But when we look at the weekly, it is a red dot. The 2-week, dangerously close to pinching over to the downside there. So if you want my 5 cents, this week is kind of a weird place to trade. The turn of the month is going to give you all new opportunity. New weekly VWAPs, new monthly VWAPs, new quarterly VWAPs. Who knows where the price will be in a week from now. But when we see that price action, we're going to look at where all these critical levels are. And I guarantee you that in the VIP, we're going to be cooking up some hot fire. When we look at altcoins definitely got hammered, but also had a nice rebound. Fartcoin plunging into the rising Q2 support and getting a nice bounce, sweeping that low. You love to see it. But look, guys, there's a little bit of hidden bear div here. See, the momentum on this 5-hour time frame is higher, so buyers are exhausted. But look, the buyers have not been able to push the price higher, and we're still under that month-to-date resistance. So Fartcoin, not out of the woods yet. Fartcoin's really got to get over $1.17 for me to get a little more hopeful on it. Not going to lie. Let's check the weekly leap. Was there a good weekly leap? Yes, there was. New week opens. Get a nice healthy retracement, and then we move back up to that previous weekly VWAP there. So that was pretty solid. Looking at Ethereum here, Ethereum in a very similar position, struggling under bi-monthly VWAP resistance right now. We'll see if the bears can maintain this stranglehold. I do see on some of these middle time frames, waves are looking a little overbought. But we're talking about Q3 VWAPs. Look at ETH's Q3 VWAP. Interestingly enough, ETH's Q3 VWAP from last year is 20% to the upside. So what if there's a sneaky bullish ETH narrative in Q3 and we go back up there? That would be very interesting. But for the time being, we're under those monthly VWAPs. If we reclaim the monthly VWAP, that would be sick. That would be very good for Ethereum. And Ethereum also had a really nice weekly leapfrog. You see when that new weekly VWAP spawned, it was basically just all green candles from that point forward. Altcoins pretty much all in a similar boat here. Struggling under bi-monthly resistance. Not out of the woods yet. Definitely kind of in the gulag until Bitcoin shows some immense strength. Right now, Bitcoin is just showing regular strength. We're currently contending with bi-monthly resistance right now. Breakout is possible, but this is a level where bears could take back over. So watch these middle time frames, Heiken Ashis, for a potential trend change going into the remainder of the week. Right now, though, Bitcoin's looking okay. I'm just not planning any trades around this current price action. I need a new weekly or a new monthly VWAP to come and give me a sense of direction, or else I'm like Dory. I'm just swimming in the dark. Real quick segment on the stonks. A couple of these stonks looking real good. AMD about to finish its yearly leapfrog. Very cool move on AMD. I'm looking at this new AI stock. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Big Bear AI. Small market cap, bad earnings, but they just nailed a government contract. It's another Palantir-esque type company. So if there's a lot of money going into AI, FOMO AI stuff going on, I think Big Bear could be a hit. So I got some calls on Big Bear. I also got calls on AMD, Palantir. I had a call on UNH and it absolutely went to shit. It was a 20. The calls were for the 20th, and so it just didn't go up to that red line, the Q2 VWAP by then, and so I got absolutely rinsed on United Healthcare. CoreWeave. I'm in a big long-term CoreWeave call position too, so I'm hoping this comes back up. But that's pretty much it, guys. We got mixed signals, so we're waiting for the new turn of the period. The trade this weekend was awesome. And in closing, I just want to say that there's a lot of bad things happening. Don't let the negativity get to you. We've got a job to do. You got to come here and you got to analyze the markets and what's going on in the world objectively, not politically. Because we got mouths to feed, we got dreams to make true, and it's not about profiting off of suffering or anything like that. If anything, who are we if we don't make a bad thing into a positive thing? So, this is our job, guys, to be mature and handle these markets, to recognize fear when we see it, recognize opportunity when we see it, for the sake of us and our families and everyone. For you guys, I promise to remain objective and apolitical and just keep a level head in these trying times. So that's all I got for you guys. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter at Flopping Groper. Smash the like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.